What's the story, Morning Glory? What is up, Buttercup? Thank you so much for clicking on my channel and for joining me for this review of 90 Day Fiance The Last Resort, Season 1, Episode 2, Dead Last. So the episode starts off with Ed and Liz canoodling by the pool, and they're just relishing in the fact that their issues are not as bad as some of the other couples at the resort. They say that they are relieved that they're not the worst couple there. And Ed says, I think we're in first place. We're the number one couple. This is a competition on who has the most dysfunctional or the least dysfunctional relationship. This is a competition over that. Ed, shut up. Ed is so annoying to me. Ed has a lot of issues, y'all. I don't if they're stemming from his childhood. I don't relationship with his mother. Ed has a lot of issues, and it just shows him. It shows them the issues show themselves when he's trying to act like he's just so much better than everybody. Like he's got I don't know if it's because of his stature and his physical issues that he feels like he always needs to come off as I'm better than you. I don't know what it is, but it's absolutely annoying. Moving on from there, we have Asuelu and Kalani. So Kalani admits that she still has feelings for the other guy. So her and Asuelu are still talking about this other guy and the hall pass and all the things that she did with this other guy. So she says that she ended up really liking this other guy, and she does this. She explains all of this stuff, or she justifies this in a way under the guise of, well, I'm not that kind of girl who sleeps around. You know, I was a virgin when I met Asuelu, so when I sleep with a man, it's something very serious. I don't take it that casually. So, you know, if I'm going to sleep with this other dude, it's because there's something there going on between me and him. I really want to know who this other guy is. I need to see what he looks like. I need to know who this other guy is. So Asuelu is really bothered that Kalani is still communicating with this other guy, because even at the resort, her and this other guy, they're texting back and forth, and Asuelu is not happy about that. And he was hoping that, you know, after he cheated, he'll let her cheat or give her her hall pass, and then they'd be even, and then they can start fresh. He never anticipated Kalani still having an interest in this other man. So Asuelu keeps apologizing, and Kalani tells him, you know what, save it. You know, I'm not interested in your apologies, because your apologies never match up with your actions. You'll say that you're sorry, but you don't act like you're sorry. So she ends up kicking him out of the room. She's like, you're not sleeping here tonight. I don't feel safe around you. You need to go. So he obliges. He leaves. So then we have Angela and Molly. It's the next day, and they're meeting up at the pool. And Angela's telling us how she doesn't understand how her and Molly were never friends to begin with. Like, why they never connected to begin with. Because they're both from Georgia. They're both Georgia peaches, and how come they never were friends before, living in the same state? I don't know exactly how far away they lived from each other, but Angela feels like she missed out on a whole entire friendship. And we know Molly now, she's in need of a best friend, because her and the lady that she used to be best friends with, her and her business partner, they're no longer friends. So yeah, Molly is in need of a best friend right now. So Molly tells Angela her issues with Kelly is that she thought that when he moved in with her, she thought that Kelly was going to be a provider. Girl, Molly, I can't with you right now. Molly, the fact that he moved in with you in your house should have told you that he ain't about being a provider. Because what he should have done, if this was the kind of man that you were looking for, is he should have moved you into his house, whatever state that was going to be, whether you're going to be moving up to New York or he was going to be coming down to Georgia. If he was going to be this provider man that you were expecting, he would have bought a house in Georgia and you would have moved in with him. Okay, that's what a provider does. So just the mere fact that he moved in with you and he had no job, I don't understand like where you got confused. Because if you want this man, oh, I need a provider, you don't let him move in with you. Either, you know, he gets a house and y'all move in there together. I mean, I don't. Oh, anyways, so Angela tells Molly to give this program a chance, to give all of these, therapy and whatever else that they got going on at the resort, to give it all a chance, because right now Molly's feeling very disillusioned. She kind of like doesn't have any hope in this process because she's just really over Kelly sitting on her couch watching reality TV all day. Moving on from there, they do the partner exercise. So all the couples, they partner up. Of course, Angela, because Michael isn't there, someone has to be her replacement partner, and she chooses Jovi. So what they have to do is there's like it's like an obstacle course, and you have to direct your partner how to get through the obstacle course with them being blindfolded. So you have to tell them where to step, when to pick up the object, etc. So Angela, like I said, she had to choose Jovi as a stand-in. So they think it's a speed challenge, but in reality, it's actually a communications challenge to see how well the two of you can communicate. Kalani screamed out of Swella the whole entire time. Kalani, why are you so loud, sweetheart? Why do you have to scream? The man is right there. Why do you have to scream? And, him being confused, or you claiming that he was confused about, didn't know his left from his right. Okay, fine, girl. That's problematic if he doesn't know his left from his right, but you don't have to scream. You screaming louder, it's not going to make him learn it any better. So Ed completed the obstacle course in no time because he cheated. He was seeing through his blindfold, and Liz didn't even have a chance to direct him or give him any type of verbal commands because he was cheating. He saw what he was doing. So he zipped through it really, really quick because Ed is just about winning, and he's extremely competitive, and he just wanted to win because he thought it was a race. So it was just insane. It was crazy. It was like, why would you think that it wasn't that obvious and that you were cheating? It was so obvious. Or maybe he didn't care because it was going to give him more camera time. So Jovi and Angela, they actually ended up winning because they communicated the best. And I felt like Jovi was right in the confessional, because Yara was like, how is it that you and Angela communicated the best and y'all aren't even together? And Jovi was like, well, that's why, because we're not together. We're not in a relationship. That's why we communicate better. And I did agree with Jovi on that. So Ed tried to give Jovi disqualified for not crossing the line. And so he kept on trying to say that Jovi didn't actually win because he didn't complete the course. So Kelly told Ed just to let it go. It's not a big deal. Don't stress yourself out about it. And then Ed turns around to Kelly and says, I'm not going to let it go. You B. He calls him a bitch. So I'm like, is it that serious, Ed? I mean, there's something wrong with Ed. It's just a game. You feel bad that you cheated and you got caught. It's not. Anyways. So that at the end of it all, the experts tell them that this challenge was not about, it wasn't about time or how quickly you can finish the course. It was really about how well can you communicate. And because he refused to listen to Liz, Ed, you actually lost. You came in dead last because you completely didn't understand the rules of the game. Your girl couldn't even communicate a damn thing to you because you zipped right through it. So you lost. So now it's time for the therapy session. So as far as Molly and Kelly go, they did communicate well. The therapist told them, yeah, y'all did communicate well. Molly said that she had opted to be the one blindfolded so that Kelly could take the lead. Now, everybody thought this was a positive comment. To me, it was so shady. It was so shady for Molly to say that, because she was like, you don't take the lead nowhere else, so you might as well take the lead in this damn obstacle course challenge. She's like so desperate for this man to take the lead. Anyways, so Ed and Liz. Ed doesn't trust Liz. So he said that the reason why he just decided to cheat was because he doesn't trust Liz. And he was just so focused on getting the challenge done. And Liz was like, oh, I feel so much better because Ed admitted that he cheated. Why would that be a good thing, though? When he should not even have cheated to begin with. And he admitted because it was blatantly obvious. Everybody knew he cheated, that he was looking right through that blindfold. So he wasn't admitting to some deep, dark secret. He was just admitting to the obvious, Liz. So then Jovi and Yara. Jovi admits that he wouldn't have listened as well if Yara would have guided him, because Yara even said, "You don't even listen to me when I tell you that I don't want to have a second baby. You never pay attention to me when I say that." So Yara doesn't. Yara tells him that she has this really big secret, right? The way that they dragged this on, y'all. I mean, this is the reason why I just don't buy Yara and Jovi, the fact that they're having issues, because the time that it took for her to tell this secret, they already could have already had this second child. This second child would have been already born, starting kindergarten, by the time she told him this damn secret. And it wasn't even that big of a deal. I feel like Yara and Jovi have a lot of trumped up drama. It's just fake drama to me. So she's like, "Oh, Jovi, I have something to tell you. I have a secret to tell you." And it's like this long pause. And I know they edit it to where it looks like it took her longer to say it than it actually did. It's part of the editing process, which to me, it's a part of the show trying to create unnecessary drama with Jovi and Yara. Jovi and Yara are fine. They don't have secrets. They love each other very, very much. I'm not buying this whole Jovi and Yara thing. They're an attractive couple. Okay, so I'm pretty sure that's why they wanted them to be on the show. They have the time to give. Yara is easy on the eyes, and that's why we're here. I don't believe this stuff. Anyways, let me just get on with it. So she's like, "Oh, Jovi, I've got something to tell you." And he's like, "Uh-oh, what do you have to tell me?" And everybody's on pins and needles. Then they go on a commercial break. Then they came back from the commercial break. And so she's still trying to like squeeze out these tears and, fanning her eyes. And "I don't know how to tell you, Jovi. I just got something to tell you." She goes on and on and on and on and on, trying to draw out this suspense. And so all she had to tell him was that she's been taking birth control behind his back. And all Jovi said to that was, "Well, it would have been great if you would have told me." And then for whatever, Kalani had to step in and say she can do what she wants with her body. Did Jovi say she couldn't? Did Jovi tell her not to take the birth control pills? What are you talking about, Kalani? Kalani, you have your hands full juggling two men. You don't have the time or the energy to expend on anybody else's fake issues. So that's all she had to tell him. "I'm taking birth control." When she said that, my mind automatically went to Jasmine and Gino on 90 Day Fiance before the 90 days. Because when we first met Jasmine and Gino, Jasmine was taking birth control pills behind Gino's back because she really doesn't want to have a baby with Gino. And Gino had no idea. So here we are with this recycled storyline. Now it's applying to Jovi and Yara. And so Jovi was like, "Well, why wouldn't you tell me?" And she says, "Because you're going to try to get me pregnant. I don't want to be pregnant." And he was like, "I wouldn't have got you pregnant without your consent." And she goes, "Yes, you would. Yes, you would. Because Jovi, you're so focused. And when you really want something, you get it. That's how determined you are. When you really want something to happen, you make." I don't think Jovi is that low of a man to get someone plus it takes two. It takes two. How would he get her pregnant without her knowing it? Either you're seeing him put on the condom or you're not seeing him put on the condom. I don't understand how. I don't think Jovi would have done anything underhanded or sneaky, like poking holes in the condom or taking it off without her. I don't see Jovi doing that to Yara. I really don't see that happening. So I was shocked that she says she believes that he would have tried to get her pregnant without her consent. I was really shocked at because I just don't buy it. Jovi has a lot of problems, but I don't think he would have done that to Yara. So they're going back and forth on whether or not he would have done it without her consent. I don't know, y'all, but I just don't see Jovi saying that. And I don't see why she was so scared to tell him that she was taking birth control. Because just tell him, "I don't want to have a baby. I'm taking birth control, Jovi, because I don't want to have it." What do you think he's going to do? What do you think he's going to do? He's going to leave you? He's going to switch out your pills with sweet tarts or something? What is going on with Jovi? That's why it's not making sense to me. And if it's not making sense, it can't be the truth. It can't be believable. Shout out to Judge Judy. So Asuelu and Kalani. So Kalani, everybody talks about how she was so damn loud. Asuelu and Kalani gave Angela a revelation because Angela said because she is sympathetic to Asuelu, she doesn't understand why can't she be just as sympathetic towards her own husband. If she's forgiving to Asuelu, or she's understanding to Asuelu for what he did, and he actually physically cheated with another woman, so why can't she show the same mercy and grace towards her own husband, who only cheated online with communications? Well, that's what she thinks. So she decides to tell Michael, I'm going to work on forgiving you and, moving past that you were cheating on me online with this other woman. So I'm going to work on that. So Asuelu feels like he's in this whole therapy thing alone because Kalani is still communicating with the other guy. So the therapist asks Kalani, can you stop talking to the other guy, at least while you're on this damn retreat trying to work on your marriage? And Kalani was like, sure, I'll go ahead and I'll block him. And Asuelu was really happy. Now let's get to the meat and potatoes, the hot tub scene. Disgusting. Disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. There's no amount of money in the world that would be enough for me to get into a hot tub with naked Ed. Disgusting. So first it's Ed and Liz. They get into the hot tub together. First of all, I don't understand the fascination of hot tubs. I don't get it. I don't get why you want to be in this small enclosed bowl of human soup. Like, I don't understand why people enjoy this. Now, if it's just you and one other people, or maybe like a very trusted couple, and that's kind of pushing it with me. But if it's me and one other, like my partner, fine, no problem. But packing in about 5 or 6 people in this tiny little bowl of water, no. I'll pass. So first it's Ed and Liz. Ed gets in and he is naked. Like I said, Ed is here for camera time. Ed doesn't care about Liz. Ed does not love Liz. Ed is here for Ed and some camera time. He thinks he's a reality TV A-list celebrity star, and he's just here for camera time. So he takes off his swim trunks and he gets in the tub naked. Then we have Angela. She comes. Ed gets up out of the tub to show, not out of the tub, but he stands up to show Angela that he's completely naked. Angela then decides to bare her breast. And this is, y'all, I am so grateful and so thankful for the FCC and their censorship policies, because y'all, if these things were not censored, I would not be able to unsee them, and it would have been a lifetime of nightmares. So Angela bears her breast while Ed is burying his Vienna sausage, and I'm just thinking about, even though I can't see anything, I'm thoroughly disgusted and nauseated. So then who joins them? Then comes Molly and Kelly, and they get into the tub. And once Kelly found out that Ed was naked, once Kelly and Molly found out that Ed was naked in that tub, why didn't they get out? The hot tub was so tiny, and you have these grown people with grown people germs and bacteria in this water. It's just disgusting. So they decide to stay. Molly and Kelly decide to stay. Kelly is still very salty with Ed because Ed called him a bitch when they were doing the challenge. So every single time that anybody talked, Ed would interrupt them. Like I said, he wants camera time. So they all confront him. They're like, Ed, you gotta let other people talk. You're constantly interrupting people. And Ed is like, well, I'm not gonna let Kelly threaten me, because Kelly had told Ed, you got one more time to call me a bitch. And then Ed took that as a threat. And so Ed tells him, don't threaten me. And it just, everybody starts arguing and talking, and the whole thing just falls apart. Angela yells at everybody to shut up. I don't know what else to say about that scene. So Kelly finally confronted Ed. What else did they confront each other on? I forgot. You know what? There was a scene there when people, I think it was it Liz? I think Liz had asked Molly and Kelly, like, what's it like to see each other after not seeing each other for a few months? And then Ed cut in and cut them off. And then Molly tried to say something and Ed cut her off. And I think that's when Kelly decided to bring up the whole BITCH thing to Ed. Ed cut him off. And so then it just all fell apart and they all started arguing and Angela screaming on the top of her lungs for everybody just to shut up. Angela did try to defend Ed by saying that, what did she say? She was trying to make excuses for him, like the reason why he has to like railroad all the conversations, or bulldoze all the conversations, and why he always wants to be heard. She tried to make up some excuse for him, and Liz was like, don't enable him, help him try to fix it, but don't enable him. And then Kelly was like, I don't care about the root of the reason of why he is so rude. I don't care, he just needs to stop. It was just disgusting. And then there was a time when the bubbles actually stopped. When the bubbles were going, when the hot tub was bubbling, at least, I can kind of make myself believe that the germs were not just reproducing, just getting together and reproducing. But now when the bubbles had stopped and it was just still water and it looked murky, ugh, I am going to take an extremely hot shower after this. Thank you so much for joining me. I really do appreciate it. On your way out, please don't forget to rate the video. If you like this content, please subscribe to my channel, and I'll definitely talk to you later. Bye.